All right, guys, here's practice test 31. 1 and 2 are all parabolas. Find the vertex, focus, and directrix. For the first one, the vertex is 0, 0 because there's nothing with the x or the y. So put the point at 0, 0. Because the 4p is with the y and it's positive, it means it opens up. Need to find the focus and also the directrix. Because the 4p equals 8, that tells me that p is 2, and p is how far it is from the vertex to the focus, so it's going to be, and the focus has to be inside, so the focus is up at 2, so that point is 0, 2. The directrix is also p away from the vertex. It's 2 below the vertex, so I'm going to say y equals -2. And that's all you do for the first one. Second one's the same way. The only difference is your vertex has been shifted. Vertex in this one is the opposite of what's inside your parentheses, so -2, 1. I'm going to find that point. The 4p is with the y again, and because it's negative, that means the parabola is going down. It's going down because it's with the y. The y-axis goes up and down, and also because it's negative. So if I set 4p equal to -6 and divide it by 4, it tells me p is -3/2, or -1.5. So if I'm at -2, 1, and I go down 1.5, that puts me at -1/2. So the point's -2 and -1/2. The directrix is going to be 1.5 above the vertex, which is up here. So I'm going to say y equals 1.5 above the 1, which puts me at 2.5. Number 3, we're going backwards. The great thing to do in number 3 is draw a picture. So just a little rough sketch. It says the directrix is y equals -3. That's down here. There's my directrix. It says the focus is -2, +3. Boom, there's the focus. Now, your vertex is always halfway between those two. It's like the midpoint. So the vertex is going to be right there, because halfway between 3 and -3 is 0. The focus must be inside, so it must open up, which tells me a lot. That tells me the first find of the vertex is -2, 0, because we just found it right here. Also tells me it opens up. That means the 4p is with the y, and the squared is with the x. So I'm going to put x plus 2 squared because of that -2 in there. So all I got to do is find p. P is how far it is from the vertex of the focus, which is 2, by the way. So I'm going to plug a 2 right there. 4 times 2 is 8, so I get 8y right there. And there's your equation. 4 and 5 are the circles. Got to complete the square twice. Find the steering radius. The first step is group your x's together and your y's together. And then set equal to 6. Complete the square. Half of 6 is 3. Square it, that's 9. Add 9 to both sides. Half of 2 is in 1. -1. Square it's +1. Add 1 to both sides. Over here I'm getting an x plus 3 squared, a y minus 1 squared, and that's going to equal 16, which tells me the center is -3, 1, and the radius is 4. That's how I get doing that one. And 5. 5's going to be exactly the same thing. Go through really quickly here. Group your x's together. Group your y's together. Move the 16 over. That's one new thing. Move the 16 over, make it -16. Complete the square again. That's going to be +9. That's going to be +16. So I'm going to do +16. It takes 2 steps. By the second line, you should be done with all of your work. Y minus 4 squared. Remember, the half is what goes in the parentheses. That equals 9. The center is going to be the opposite of what's in your parentheses. The radius is 3. You got it. Number 6, let's find the inverse. That's the big gesture we do. Remember, find the determinant, which would be 15 minus 2, which is 13. Flip it, put it in the front. Trade places with the 3 and the 5. Change signs on the other 2. And the last step, go ahead and take the 1/13 through. So basically putting everything over 13. And there's your inverse. Number 7, solve any method of your choice. Class B to RF. RF is a great choice. I can't show you that on the video, so I'm going to do elimination. I'm going to multiply the top one by 2 and the bottom one by -5 and see what happens. I should make my y's cancel. So it gives me 6x minus 10y equals -22 in my numerator, in my top equation. The bottom one, I'm getting -35x. That's -35x plus 10y, which is what I wanted, and -65. So this gives me -29x. The y's are gone. Equals -87. 29 happens to go into 87 3 times, so my x is 3. I'm just going to plug that back in to the top. 3 times 3 is 9, minus 5y is -11. Move the 9 to the other side. That's going to be -20. So y is going to be 4. So there's my answer, 3, 4. Number 6, maybe the longest one on here. You got to do log to both sides, so I'm going to put, remember, the exponents go in the front. Make sure you use the parentheses. I'm going to use ln just because it's a little bit quicker to write. Exponent goes in the front, natural log 4. This is a step people miss all the time. You have to distribute those natural logs. So I'm going to say x natural log 5 plus 2 natural log 5 is 1 natural log 4 minus x natural log 4. Now you got to get your x's together. So I'm going to take this one over there, make it x natural log 5 plus x natural log 4. And you got to do the same thing with these two terms, get them together. So I'm about to take the 2 natural log 5 to the other side, which makes it natural log 4. So that's supposed to be a minus 2 in the problem. Sorry about that. Makes it natural log 4 plus 2 natural log 5. Over here, I'm going to factor out the x. That gives me natural log 5 plus natural log 4. Over here, I'm going to combine these two now. Remember that 2, because it's in the front, is really the exponent on the 5, which makes that 25. And because it's addition, I'm going to multiply the 5 squared and the 4. 5 squared is 25 times 4 is 100. Then finally, to get the x by itself, I'm going to divide both sides by that parentheses, but that parentheses has addition in it. And remember, addition means multiplication, so 5 times 4 is 20. You can make that natural log 20. I'm going to punch that in the calculator. We got 1.5372. I'm going to punch it in, make sure you get that. Number 9. The great thing about number 9 is they give you the equation in the directions right there. It's right there. We're going to use that. Remember, P of 0 means original amount, T stands for time, R stands for rate. So it says part A, well, it says the population base goes, there's the initial amount, and the exponential growth rate was 1.1% per year. So first part says find the function. The function is exactly what's written up there. So I'm going to put the initial amount in, E, the rate's 1.1%, so I'm going to say 0.011t, and there's your function. Then it says estimate the population in 2016. Because it's 5 years after 2011, I'm basically doing P of 5. I'm basically just plugging 5 in for the time. So I'm going to get 113.7 E, and then I have 0.011 times 5. I'm just going to punch that directly in the calculator. I'm getting 120.1 million. That's a 0.1. All right. Number 10, the big hit on 10, like I told you in class, is that anything in my numerator is going to have a plus sign because it's multiplied to be up there. Anything in my denominator is going to have a minus sign because it's been divided to get to the bottom down there. So I'm going to write log 4 plus log b, that's the numerator. Then I'm going to put minus because everything else is in the denominator, log 7 minus. Now because the A has a square, the exponent goes in the front, don't forget that. And there you go. Stuff in the numerator, positive, stuff in the denominator, negative. Number 11 says graph and determine whether the function is 1 to 1. You need to punch this one in your calculator into y equals. When you do that, you're going to get a picture. It looks kind of like, let me think. I think it's kind of like this and this. That's what you're going to see. Now, the question is, does it pass the horizontal line test? The answer is yes, which means it is 1 to 1. So yes, it is. It's definitely 1 to 1. Number 12, determine if those are inverses. Determine whether negative 3 and 2 are zeros. So I'm going to put a negative 3 in the box and see if I get a 0. Right, so do synthetic, bring the 3 down, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply. And I do get 0. So negative 3 is a yes. It is a 0. Let's try the 2, because this function has 3 zeros because it's x cubed. So 2 could also be 1. So bring down the 3. 3 times 2 is 6. Add them up, multiply. Okay, I can already tell it's not going to work, so I'm going to put the 2 as a no. Now, on your test tomorrow, they could both be yes, they could both be no. Could get one yes, one no. You need to try them both, so make sure you try both problems. 13, last one. It says find a function where it has the degree 3 and has those zeros. All right, so I'm going to put p of x. You could also put f of x. It doesn't matter. I did p because this is polynomial function. 4 comes from x minus 4. Positive 3i comes from x minus 3i. Negative 3i comes from x plus 3i. All right, and your job is to multiply that out. I'm going to leave the x minus 4 for a second. These two are conjugates. Remember conjugates, you can do foo. So if I do that, I get x squared minus 9i squared. I squared is going to change the negative 9 to a positive 9. So I'm going to erase the squared there, the I squared, and just put a plus 9. And the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do foil. I'm gonna do it out of order, so my answer will be in the right order. I'm gonna do first, and then I'm gonna go inside, outside, and last. And that's what you should get right there. All right, hope that helps. Come see me if you need to. See you tomorrow.